It's that time again with another Season 3 update for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, and we're going to be focusing more on the zombie side, but I feel as though there is a lot of important things to cover globally as opposed to just zombies related stuff. We have some very juicy things to cover, both zombies and globally, so strap in. Although I'll admit not all of it is good news, but you know, we'll get to that soon. I'm going to kick us off with what I feel is the most important stuff here, and this has to be the Outbreak content that has been dropped in this Season 3 update. So we finally have our new main Easter egg quest for Outbreak, which by the time I'm making this, it's already been solved, I think, so, you know, I'm guessing it's fairly straightforward to do. I think I might give this Outbreak Easter egg a try. I know it's something that not just me, but the whole community has been wanting ever since Outbreak has been added. We have a new Order Encounter world event, and you can just see Order roaming around, and for those of you that don't know, Order is the boss you can fight in Firebase Z. And I'm so glad they added Order overall, by the way, because in a video I made not long ago, I literally said Outbreak would be really cool if you could fight Order, and now we can. And this boss fight is terrifying, by the way. I've got some gameplay, I'll throw it up on screen now. The boss fight is pretty tricky if you're not very well prepared, but the rewards are very much worth it. When I killed Order, I got some pretty good high tier weapons. I even got a die shockwave and just a few other little things. It was definitely worth it to me. It's a pretty scary fight, to be honest. I mean, Order can literally come up to you and just absolutely stomp you, and then it'll feel like the same amount of pain as getting griefed. But the attacks are pretty easy to learn, so as long as you have that knowledge of the attacks and then you have Jug, you should be fine. Something I never thought we would see in a Call of Duty Zombies mode is fishing. We can now go fishing. Just look for a little fishing rod icon on your minimap and you'll be able to go up to it. You'll see a corpse with a fishing rod next to it, and you can use the fishing rod and you can fish some pretty good stuff. I mean, as you can see here, I actually got a combat bow, and it's just more stuff to do, so you know, I'm not gonna turn it down. We have some new intel documents, audio logs, radio transmissions, and artifacts all around Outbreak to be found as well. So for you intel hunters, you are in luck. There has been some world event changes in Outbreak, and one of them is that they have increased the Fury Crystal event timer, which is great because that could really screw you over with how quick you had to be. So I'm glad they've changed that. And they've also addressed an issue where the Demented Echo's health would continue to scale while progressing regions. And for those of you who don't know, the Demented Echo is that red demon zombie looking thing that would jump out at you, so you don't have to be too scared of that now. Oh, and by the way, with the Easter egg, there is a new thing that has been added now where you are rewarded a bit more for doing the Easter egg, and this applies to not just Outbreak, every other main quest as well. So if the main Easter egg quest is done in your game now, you'll receive bonus Ethereum crystals that are equivalent to the last exfil in your game. So for a quick example, if you do an Easter egg at, let's say, like round 42 or something, you would get the exfil bonus for that round 41 exfil. Although this is a really good change, for the people who already have everything upgraded, this isn't really gonna do much. I personally think that Mastercraft weapons or operators would be a smart move, but that's just my opinion. I feel like it's important to address this too. All field upgrades now activate faster instead of waiting on the wand animation. And for those of you that don't know, the wand is just the little thing you pull out and you activate the ability with it. A pretty big bit of news here as well is that zombies self-revives have been nerfed now. So you can't just keep buying them and buying them and buying them. Every time you go down, you actually have to, you know, have some consequence to going down. Because now zombie self-revives cost an extra 50 salvage each time you want to buy one. Which may seem not that bad, but when you realize this is talking about the high grade salvage and how this would add up over time, this means you're not going to be able to keep just buying them, and it'll get to a point in your match where you just won't be able to buy any at all. Speaking of zombies being more difficult, we now have the maximum health cap for almost all enemy types raised up to provide more challenge above round 40. So once you hit that round 40, you will really feel that difficulty spike. And if you already found Cold War Zombies difficult, then big F for you. I'm very sorry. This is just going to be 10 times harder. To talk about some other game modes in Zombies, we have Cranked 2, and this is called the No time to crank limited time mode. This is obviously found in Firebase Z and D machine, and you still sadly can't do the main Easter egg quest on it, so if you were hoping to do that, then yeah, you're not going to be able to. I think this would be really fun, and it would kind of encourage some light speedrunning, but I don't think they will ever give us that opportunity. Dead Ops Arcade 3 has actually had some new content, which is pretty cool, and the most noteworthy being the new Silverback Slideways bonus map. And as much as I am not a fan of Onslaught, and I don't usually talk about it much, there's been some pretty good stuff added to it. We now have the Standoff map from Black Ops 2 added onto Onslaught, as well as some new intel, and new challenges with exclusive weapon blueprint rewards. We also now have custom mod support, so this will allow you to bring custom blueprints into zombies via the apply blueprint feature. You can create multiple configurations for every weapon in the game and apply your custom mods to all weapons found in a game session, which for those of you that are fed up with the RNG attachments whenever you buy a gun off the wall, you can actually just put your own blueprint onto it and have all the attachments you would want. And I think this is a really positive change. We need something like this. And this is a very small change, but it's one I noticed when I went onto the game. On Outbreak, if you go onto your map, the side objectives are now highlighted orange as opposed to just white like everything else, and so finding them is going to be a lot easier now. And now with all of that out of the way, I think we should probably talk about the weapon balancing, and I'm going to cover the zombie stuff first and then the global changes. You can now find all of these weapons in the mystery box now. These are all weapons that have been added to Cold War via the battle pass or weapon challenges, so have fun with these. And these weapons can be obtained via trials as well now. And speaking of trials, they have removed the trial that requires taking damage and healing because, oh my god, it was boring and way too easy and just felt really out of place and pointless. So about these weapon changes. For zombies, all ARs have had increased critical damage multipliers, and just to give you an example of how drastic this is, the XM4 has now had its critical damage increased from 2.8 to 4.4, and all the other ARs in the game have seen this kind of treatment. All SMGs have been buffed as well, and once again it's that critical damage multiplier. It has just skyrocketed up, and I feel like this one is worth mentioning. The PPSH 41 in all of its glory has received a very big buff, having increased critical damage multiplier going from 2.8 to 4.2, and the Grizzly Reaper, which is the Pack-a-Punched version, has increased crit damage from 2.8 to 4.2, increased max damage from 59 to 66, increased ammo capacity from 80 to 100, and increased stock ammo from 480 to 500. All tac rifles just have a solid increased crit damage as well. And before I move on, I just want to get this bad news out of the way first. So sadly, the ray gun has been nerfed. It took a hit to its stock ammo going from 80 to 60, and the splash damage radius has been decreased as well. Why? Why have they done this? I don't understand at all. But however, the Pack-a-Punched version has increased stock ammo, and this goes from 80 to 90, as well as the ammo capacity going from 20 to 30. But I still just don't get this. They have took the wonder out of Wonder Weapon. It doesn't make much sense. And especially with how rare the ray gun seems to be in Cold War Zombies, I don't get why they've just nerfed it more. And now you're really going to want to brace yourselves because the Hauer 77 has been nerfed as well. So what they've done with it is they have slightly increased the minimum damage, but there has been a decrease in the stock ammo. This has gone from 90 to 60, and the packed version of this, there is a decrease in not only stock ammo, but ammo capacity as well. And it also seems like they've decreased the rate of fire of the packed version as well. And this could just be me like just tripping out or something, but I have noticed this. And if anyone else has noticed this as well, please comment down below, because I feel like I'm going crazy. I was using it after the update came out to get some gameplay, and it just felt a lot more sluggish in terms of its fire rate. The Gallo also got some pretty harsh treatment as well, once again being nerfed, and this just really sucks. Its ammo capacity has gone down too, and considering that other weapons like ARs have been buffed and SMGs have been buffed really heavily, I can't believe that the Hauer 77 has been nerfed as well as the ray gun. I just can't get over this. I think it's really dumb. I just think they should keep buffing all of the other things to get onto a similar power level and really just let us have fun using the guns we want to use, because the Hauer has quickly became one of my favorite guns to use in Cold War Zombies. It just felt so good and satisfying to use, and now they just keep nerfing everything. And in terms of the ray gun, I mean, it's the freaking ray gun. Why would that need to be nerfed? It's a wonder weapon. Everyone, can we get an F for our homies, the Hauer and the ray gun? They have fallen from greatness. It seems like we're about to enter this stage where the shotgun meta era is kind of dying out now, and I've got a funny feeling that ARs or SMGs are gonna take its place. Pistols have all been buffed as well, and this is in terms of bullet velocity, and the snipers are a weird one here. So the snipers, the ZRG, the LW3 Tundra and the Pellington have been nerfed, and this is in terms of stock ammo and velocity, excluding the bullet velocity from the Pellington though. I mean, I always thought snipers were meant to be pretty powerful, but apparently not, and this is going to lead us into the global changes here for weapons, and this is that the snipers now globally have an ADS momentum, and it's been changed so that whatever sniper you're using, it'll feel a lot more heavy if you keep trying to aim pop. And although this is a global change, I feel like in zombies you're gonna really notice this, because you don't just stay scoped in zombies. There is a lot of aiming in and out, so we'll have to see how that'll play out. With snipers, another global change here. There has been a custom flinch that has been added. This flinch will happen whenever you get hit, and it's way more pronounced in ADS. Globally for LMGs, they've actually wanted to nerf the task force barrel attachment, which they have done, because those in LMGs really do go hand in hand, and the bullet velocity on these LMGs with the task force barrel attachment has been nerfed from 100% to about the 40-ish% zone. So the task force barrel attachment really isn't what it used to be now, and that should just about cover all of the really important weapon changes. And I wouldn't usually go this in depth about them, but I feel as though it really called for it this time because there were just so many, and these are things that would change the meta with zombies now, and that's why I wanted to cover them. And with that, this wraps up the end of the Season 3 update news. There has been so much to cover there, and if you powered through it all, then thank you so much. So we've had some pretty good changes, some very bad changes as well, looking at you, Raygun and Hauer nerf, but I think we've had some changes that really have just improved COD Zombies as a whole. But anyways, I'm going to leave this video here today. If you enjoyed or found this informative, then be sure to smash the like button, comment your thoughts, what's your favourite thing about this update, what is the worst thing about this update, tell me in the comments down below, and most importantly, only a very small percentage of people are even subscribed to the channel, so if you're still here and you've been enjoying the content on my channel, then subscribe already. It's completely free and you can change your mind whenever you want. Turn on the notification bell too to stay notified whenever I upload a video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.